I like this. Go. My nigga telling me to praise to Allah. With some cold-blooded killers standing right in front of y'all. Everybody got a pistol, neither one got a heart. Selling drugs, every fight, it was hard in the north. But I said, all praise to my God. Left a stain in the street when we spin out the car. Red bandana tie around the road. But my girl could forgive me living life like a star. All red bottoms looking like I walked on the scene. Homicide damage with the pills. Young nigga came up still running from the system. Caught his homeboy stealing out the pack, so he clipped him. And feeling down, need somebody for the lift. He been fighting with his girl cause he said it down feel him. Mama say that he got drugs in his system. New image old me, so they miss him. How the fuck I supposed to act with my father in the prison? Tell another nigga listen back then, I ain't listen. Real player with some young niggas round me, crib. With some old heads out of jail, leave a nigga miss. Lot of money, but they still don't understand how I'm living. From the streets to the can, either way I'm living. I'ma rip a nigga up 1 second in a minute. Tell a nigga hit me up if he really got 10. My nigga telling me to praise to Allah. With some cold-blooded killers standing right in front of y'all. Everybody got a pistol, neither one got a heart. Selling drugs, every fight, it was hard in the north. But I say, all praise to my God. Left a stain in the street when we spin out the car. Red bandana tie around the road. But my girl could forgive me living life like a star. What I say? Press the button and the door open up. Let my nigga out the whip. Ain't no shooting out the rave. Got the back and the front sold up. Tell him spin around the block right before you catch a play. Came home, started selling AA. Got some dog food on me with some act in the case. Got a K right in my home if you ran in my place. Put a bullet in his dome once it exit his face. On my knees, praying to God, telling him I'm going home if I don't live up to going hard. One night I ain't go home, girl, acting crazy cause she mad that I'm living like a star. Bitch, I'm straight up out them trenches, I ain't never had a heart. And I'm plugged in the socket, I ain't never had a car. And you want the fancy things, so you better play your part. Told that bitch you don't work, then I swear you gon' starve. My nigga telling me to praise to Allah. With some cold-blooded killers standing right in front of y'all. Everybody got a pistol, neither one got a heart. Selling drugs, every fight, it was hard in the north. But I say, all praise to my God. Left a stain in the street when we spin out the car. Red bandana tie around the road. But my girl could forgive me living life like a star. Like a star, yeah.
Barking at me and running.
Good morning. I was just listening to a video of this lady telling this guy to keep his kids inside because the people of his HOA are yelling at him. That was crazy.
You said that to me?
That's just crazy. It's like his kids were playing outside, and this lady was like, I'm going to have to ask you to keep them inside. And he was like, what's up? And she was like, I'm the president of the HOA, and everyone's yelling at me.
What? Dude, I think I saw that pop up on Twitter, and I didn't watch it, though.
I am not looking forward to getting older and getting a house and being a part of an HOA. Like, Josh, you're there, dude.
Yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be part of an HOA. Not all houses have them.
Yeah, but aren't you under the umbrella? Like, if you're doing something wrong, the HOA will still hit you up?
No. Well, I mean, if you have an HOA, yeah. So a lot of neighborhoods don't have one, though.
That's like the super nice neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Shout out B. Joe Higgy, 10-month sub. Good morning, crew from Gabe. Shout out. Here we go. We're live. Welcome back to another episode of The Morning After. A lot of stuff happened in sports this weekend. Lauren's wearing the hat. Should we just start there and then go into the Pacers Thunder? Or how do we want to approach the Sugar Sean stuff?
Yeah, let's dive right into it.
Dive into it.
I mean, Lauren, go ahead, man. The floor is yours.
I mean, it was sad, dude. Like I was telling you, this was like the first time I actually bought a UFC pay-per-view. I was obviously super excited. I thought it was going to be a different fight. He was fully healthy, and things couldn't have gone worse for him. It was really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
It was really, really bad.
With a prime sub, 35 months, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Josh, you can probably speak a little bit more to this because you're a big UFC guy, but I told Lauren on Friday, it was giving me shades of when Conor fought Khabib, and it was like he's fully healthy, like he's really been working on how to stuff the takedowns. He's going to try to keep it on the feet. And then the fight starts, and you're just like, he is so incredibly fucked. Like, these wrestlers are just so hard to beat. And then much like in that Khabib fight against Conor, it was like he's so focused on trying to stay on the feet that then Khabib was able to just piece him up on the feet. And I feel like that kind of happened to Sean as well. And it almost feels like when the fighter does too much, like when they're like, I went back to my natural hair color, I'm not gooning, I've been working out 7 days a week, I'm actually spending time with my family. It seems like that always goes wrong.
Yeah, that never works. Dude, his biggest problem is that Merab's just an absolute freak. Like, you can go forward the entire fight and never get tired. So, like, I mean, if Sean's on his back foot for 15 minutes, like he's gonna get tired. Like, and you can't run away from that dude forever. So like, once he grabs you, you're fucked. I'm surprised that he finished him. Honestly, like I didn't expect him to get a submission because Merab really doesn't do that. But I mean, regardless, like you can't win that fight if Merab grabs you because he takes you to the ground. He holds you there for as long as the rest of the round is. So, I mean, you just can't stay away from him. It's impossible. You're gonna have to find someone that's like a more elite grappler to beat him.
Dude, and I'll tell you what, I watched the clip. That choke was in there.
Yeah, that was it. And he'd let him sink it back in.
There are times when like the UFC looks like it'd be fun to be a professional fighter, like when it's just a strikers match, and then you see like a wrestler just lock in a chokehold, and it's just, I mean, I've never like you just the full strength of someone's arm around your throat, and you just see Sean's hands like fuck. It's just like, dude.
I mean, dude, I'd rather
that was in there, dude.
I'd rather get choked out than get punched in the face. I'm not gonna lie. By one of those guys.
I don't know. I feel like I'd rather just get my bell rung, dude.
Dude, it was sad because like they were saying like Merab, like you don't necessarily like he's not like a threat to like submit someone like that. Like he's gonna like come after you, but I was just shocked that that's how it ended. Like I thought it was gonna go to decision. Like yeah, like he's probably gonna have control most of the fight. I was pretty confident like Sean could get back up, but yeah, that last chokehold, I was like, that's just it's sad, dude. And the moment it hit me that we might be fucked was he didn't walk out to Superstar.
What did he walk out to?
Who's that song? God Bless the USA.
Yeah, God Bless the USA.
I mean, that's where you go wrong.
And I was like, dude, like I feel like you're trying to change too much of who you are. Like
I mean, that's where you go wrong, right there.
But I don't know. But I was just like, this isn't like I was so hyped. I was like, here we go. He's walking out. And the song started playing. I was like, what the fuck?
The kid that I was with, LC, actually took Merab and was shaking in his boots when Sugar came out to that song. He was so
really?
Yeah. But I guess maybe it did backfire on him.
Yeah, I don't know. I had two different. I was like, this is cool. Like whatever. Like it's hard. Like fuck yeah. Like let's go. And then at the same time, I'm like, dude, it's Superstar, man. Like that's your song.
That's so game on.
Yeah. It was sad, dude. It's like LeBron stopping, like throwing the chalk in the air. It's like that's what you do. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's fact. That's
from Superstar, the biggest moment. I know Sean's waking up sore this morning. I'm also waking up sore this morning on Saturday. Have a funny story for you guys. So had a pool day, which started at about 12:30. Did not stop the drinking till about 2 a.m. And, you know, obviously UFC is in the air. I'm with a lot of my buddies. Two of my buddies that I was with, whenever we start drinking, I always start telling them that I could beat the shit out of them. Like I'm always like, dude, if I get you on the ground, it's fucking over. And I'll just bother them all night. And my one buddy wrestled, I think it was like from 6th grade through 8th grade and then freshman year of high school. And I'm always like, dude, I could work your shit, dude. Like it wouldn't even be close. Like obviously he's also has like 15 to 20 pounds on me. We're at the bar. It's now like 10 p.m. We've been drinking since 12:30 in the afternoon. And we're playing pool. We're hanging out. UFC's in the air. Obviously, I'm starting to, my mouth is starting to run a little bit. And we're sitting at the bar and we're like fooling around. So I'll like, if he's just like standing there, I'll like go up to him and just like grab one of his wrists and just like pull him down really hard, just to like fuck with him. And then he was like, dude, like if we were actually doing this, like I would take you down so quickly. And so like 2 times he was like, all right, like what would you do? And I grabbed the back of his neck and then I like pulled one of his arms out and then he like single legged me, but didn't like finish it because we're like in the bar. Like he was like, nah, then I would have had you there. And I was like, fuck, like you would have had me there. Shit. And then like 30 minutes later, I spin the block back and I was like, all right, dude, but what if I did this? And at this point now, we've definitely had way too much to drink. He goes like, we're like, it's almost like shadow boxing is basically what we're doing, but for grappling, like we're not actually like full strength, like fucking each other up, but we're like going through the motions of like what would happen maybe. And then he goes to single leg me and his foot slips. And so in the bar on a hardwood floor, I go from fucking around laughing, like holding one of his wrists to I'm completely horizontal in the air. And I was like, holy shit, I'm fucked. Like, this is going to be so bad. And I tried to, like, for whatever reason, contort my body and, like, spin. So I landed on my shoulder. But he had me, like, locked up. So I fell right on my left elbow, like, direct contact, right onto the hardwood floor. Felt like my elbow exploded, dude.
Yeah,
like, it literally felt like my elbow exploded. But I had so much drink that I didn't really feel it at the time. So he ends up like getting up. We're like, holy fuck, like almost got kicked out of the bar. We were like, no, we're good. We were just fucking around. He was like, dude, my foot slipped. I'm so sorry. I woke up yesterday, dude.
Pain.
It felt like somebody filled my left elbow with C4 and then just like exploded it. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but I still can't like
Mentos and a Coke.
Elbow. And like, I don't know if you can tell from that angle.
Let's see the other elbow. Let's see the other elbow.
It's still super swollen.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, like comparatively, my elbow is fucked up, dude.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I landed so hard on my elbow, dude, but I was so drunk and the adrenaline was going that I was like, dude, you're good. Like it just hurts a little bit, dude. And then I woke up the next morning and it literally felt like someone took a hammer to my elbow. So I did in fact text my buddies and I was like, I don't know who had it worse, Sean O'Malley or me.
No one get choked out. He didn't take too much beating.
Yeah, dude, he's not dealing with the pain that I'm dealing with today.
He might not be. It's probably close.
Dude, I'm trying to also.
You really didn't get. How many times did Merab like piece him up? Not that many times. Like a couple, 2, 3.
Dude, well, I was kind of shocked. Like he did seem to be like piecing him up. Like his striking has definitely improved. Like he was like, okay, like you want to play that game, we can play that game, and then obviously like he wants to take him onto the ground. And that's what he was doing. But he had some combo shots on Sean that I was not expecting.
Yeah. Sean was just so focused on staying away from that he just didn't throw. Like he wasn't all this shit.
Dude, and he had his back towards the cage the whole time. I was like, dude, you're gonna you have to control the middle. That's your game. Like the moment you back up on that fence, it's wraps.
You literally can't though. It's impossible.
Miraz just, I mean, it's like a lot of people are like, oh, Sean, like wash and all. It's like, dude, he just lost twice to probably the best bantamweight guy we've seen.
He's also
the dude's a dog.
Worst matchup for him too. Like not
100%.
Have you seen? I mean, Merab's insane. Have you seen that video of him getting choked out and he's just like running his legs, like riding a bike? Like you're supposed to do that. Like when you're getting choked out, so like you don't actually fall asleep. There's like 25 seconds left in the round. He's just like literally getting choked out. Like his face is purple and he's just running his legs, trying to stay awake. And he stayed awake and won the fight, I'm pretty sure. It was actually insane. Like his face is bright purple. Like bright purple.
It's also funny because you see videos like, I forget who the guy was. I want to say maybe Steve Will Do It or it was Mike Malak, but one of them was hanging out at Sugar's training facility. It had to be like a year and a half ago. And he was like, do you think you could choke me out in under a minute? And Sean O'Malley was like, yeah, like without a doubt. And the guy was like, there's no shot you're choking me out in under a minute. And he was like, we can just do it. So they like literally started the timer. Sean O'Malley had him locked up within, it had to be 30 seconds to the point. I think it was Vic Blends actually. You know, the guy that does haircuts? Yeah. He was like, do you think you could submit me in like under a minute? And he was like, I can, without a doubt, it might take me 30 seconds. And it's so funny when you see like the levels of like grappling and striking and the fact that like in the UFC, Sean O'Malley's like not known for his grappling, obviously, because he's such a good striker. But then you see him grapple with like just a normal civilian in like 30 seconds done. So when you watch a fight like that, like there's just levels to like that grappling game. And when you see Merab just be able to just dominate him like that and like put him in a hold and just end his night, it must be like insane to be in that octagon and trying to fight that level of grappling, just being like, holy fuck, dude.
It's not impossible, yeah.
And you know what you're doing. It's not like Sean doesn't know it. Like he knows what's happening to him. And like, you just can't stop it. I feel like with guys like Merab.
100%. That's all it is. There's nothing you can do about it. It's like Khabib too. Like, I mean, I'm not going to compare Merab to Khabib because they're not nearly the same, but Merab's his biggest thing is just how fucking large and powerful his motor is. That dude never stops. Khabib was definitely more of a technical fighter, like on the feet and on the ground, but Merab literally never stops. Like never stops. It is insane.
nuts. I wish I had that motor. Speaking of never stopping, one of my buddies was visiting in town that lives in Austin, and he needed somewhere to sleep because he had a flight this morning. And I was like, oh, you can just stay at my apartment Sunday. Potentially one of the funniest Sundays I've ever been involved in. So obviously everyone's super hungover, woke up Saturday just feeling horrific. And honestly, I feel like I was back in college again because my buddy stayed over on Sunday and we go to lunch at like noon, 12:30. He got 2 Coors Lights at lunch. And I was like, dude, you're a psychopath. Like, just put it away, dude. I had like an iced tea, a water, and a chicken Caesar wrap, just like fighting for my life. And he was like, I'll actually do a Coors Light. And I was like, dude, what are you doing? And then he had another one. And I was like, dude, if you want to go like do something around Dallas, like please feel free. I'm going to raw today. Like I have no intention of doing anything or leaving my apartment. And I was like, but we need to stop at the corner store because I want to get snackies so we can watch like maybe like a horror movie or like throw something on Netflix and just chill. So we go to the corner store and I'm like deep in my snack bag, like trying to pick the right snacks. And I was like, yo, are you going to get anything? Like, do you want to grab anything? And I see him standing in front of the beer fridge. I was like, there's just no way this is what he's going to commit to. Grabs a 6-pack of Coors Light. We go back to my apartment, drills the whole 6-pack. Then we found out there's going to be a really bad storm in Dallas coming. So now he's 8 beers in. And it wasn't even like he was making a big deal out of it. He would just disappear into the kitchen. Then you'd hear, and then he'd come right back, sit back on the couch. Dude, he ended up drinking 19 beers yesterday. 19, like just casually too. Just sit back on the couch. Just watch, like we watched Love, Death, Robots. We watched this crazy movie called it's about like the Swedish forest. This guy's like going through the Swedish forest. It's like a horror movie. Then we watched he put on The Highwaymen when he was fucked up. But we ended up going back to the corner store a couple times because there was going to be a really bad storm. And every time he would just grab a new 6-pack. And I was like, what are you doing, dude?
That's
drinking 19. I had to take my trash out this morning. And when I took it out, it was like clang, 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 clang. Like it was just all glass bottles, dude.
Dude, that's crazy. Like just the fact, honestly, that's crazy to me that I'm just watching fucking TV shows getting shit-faced on me. I could never do that. Like watching TV getting hammered. Like I would just not remember anything.
Dude, I couldn't do it either.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Like had to be shit-faced. Every time I'd ask him, he'd be like, was I finished on 1 6-pack, then the 2 at lunch, probably sitting around like 15. And it was like 3 p.m.
Just like,
Dude, just get a fucking Diet Coke, man. What are we doing?
Or just grab yourself a water.
Or water.
maybe a couple of them.
Speaking of people that need water, the Packers officially cut and released Jaire Alexander, one of the, I feel like, best cornerbacks on the market, is now signable for a lot of teams where I feel like the secondary has been a problem for a lot of really great teams. The Bills included were one of the teams that were pursuing a trade, and now he is released into the open free market. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I think it's kind of crazy that you cut a guy like Jaire.
I mean, dude, he
been hurt, right?
Like, he gets paid like he's the best corner in the league, and he's not even top 10. He is so overrated. He's a locker room cancer. They literally had to sit him last game for saying some dumb shit about the coach. They literally didn't play him the whole game.
Is this the Bears fandom?
No, actually, no. He's an idiot.
Would you take Jaire Alexander right now?
No, I would not actually. He's so overrated. Like so overrated.
Do you think if he goes to a team like Buffalo that moves their needle?
It definitely makes them better because they could definitely use a corner. I'm not saying that he's like bad by any means. Like he's definitely a good corner, but like he's treated like he's top 3. Like he's just not. I mean, yeah, he could go to a ton of places and make them better. He needs to go somewhere that has an established culture because he could come in and ruin that entire culture. It needs to be established. He needs to be a part of it, like just a piece of the culture.
Are there any reports of where he might sign? I know the only one I've seen on Twitter today was Buffalo. I feel like, dude, if you had Jaire Alexander to that Buffalo Bills secondary, which seems as though it's been a problem for going on 5 years now, I think they get way better. I don't think there's a defense he walks into that doesn't get at least one level better.
Yeah, the thing is like, you're going to have to – I guess you don't have to pay him now because he's got cut, but he's going to have to get paid eventually, and he doesn't stay healthy. So, like, I don't know how long he's going to sign for these teams. Like, he might just start getting one-year deals in, like, you're kind of just like the Bills. Like, they're just going to pay for him for 1 year potentially and then go draft a guy. Like, he's going to be like a replacement guy, I feel like a placeholder guy.
I don't know if Jaire is a placeholder guy. I think that's a guy that you sign for a good amount of time. Isn't he still young?
He's just really injury prone.
He's
Like the last 2 years, he barely played. No,
28 years old.
Probably
28 years old, just about to hit his athletic prime, I guess. So yeah. I don't know if he'd be one. I don't know, dude. If I'm the Jets, give me fucking Jaire Alexander. What? Like, if you're any team that wants a chance at contending or competing, even if he is injury prone, why would you not want him in your building with the level that you know he can play at when he's playing at his best?
Yeah, I just don't think that his best is as good as everyone thinks. Like, I think he's an above average cornerback in the NFL.
There's so many like free agent stuff going on too now, not to shift focus, but Kevin Durant is now the favorite to be signed by the Knicks. I don't know what's going on. I wore my Knicks shirt today just because I'm trying to put good energy in the air. There's a lot going on right now on Knicks Twitter. Obviously, we talked about Tibbs getting fired already and what that looks like. Stephen A. Smith went on SportsCenter this morning and said that firing still smells bad, that he thinks something else is going on. There's been reports that we are going to give a tsunami-type level trade to go acquire Giannis. And now it comes out this morning that we're the betting favorites to land Kevin Durant. So I'm just confused on the direction that the Knicks are going. I'm confused what's going to happen. I got Jalen Brunson posting on Instagram a photo of him and Tibbs with the heart emoji. There's just a lot going on right now behind the scenes, it feels like, and I don't know what direction the Knicks are going in.
Well, which one would you prefer, you think? Because I saw that potentially they got rid of Tibbs, and it was he was like such a blindsided firing because Giannis wants Jason Kidd to be his coach, and that they would potentially get him if they traded for Giannis.
I just feel like something that we talked about, Josh, especially Jason Kidd just feels like such a lateral move from Tibbs.
Yeah, definitely as a coach for sure. But
I understand why you do that. It came out too. I don't know if you saw this one, that there was, I think it said a core of 3 to 4 players in the postseason interviews that said they don't see themselves being able to play that Tibbs method for a long amount of times, and that the starters were getting far too many minutes. So you have to assume Mikal Bridges is one of those guys that said that, basically being like, dude, I can't sustain the way he wants me to play, which there's a side of me that's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. There's a side of me that feels bad for Tibbs. But I just don't, like, if I'm picking right now, I've seen trades where we'd be giving up OG Anunoby, Miles McBride, Mikal Bridges, Tyler Kolek, and picks in a 3-team trade to get Giannis. I've seen signing KD and not losing a lot. Obviously, if you're the Knicks, Giannis is the greatest piece ever that you could have. Like, why would you not want Giannis? Even though they lost in the playoffs, he was averaging 34 points per game in that playoff series against the Pacers. But it just depends how much you're going to give up. Like, if we're going to give up the ship for Giannis and have a core of Giannis, Cat, Brunson, and then the Mario Kart cast coming off the bench, probably not, because you can't win that way. Whereas if you get KD, keep some of your bench, keep the main parts of the starting 5, yeah, that'd probably be a much better and more ideal scenario. But it just depends how bad Dolan is going to get thrown under the bus with this trade, because Milwaukee is going to go, yo, if you're getting Giannis, we need a future to look forward to.
Yeah, that's for damn sure.
And we already gave away our future for Mikal Bridges. So what else do we have left to give? Current young guys and core pieces of our starting 5.
Yeah, that is a tough trade to make. That's a very good point. You don't really have those first rounders to give. There's not really that many young pieces either that aren't like, yeah, your core guys, like you said.
I'm also in the vein that, like, I think Cat deserves more than 1 year in New York. Like, I've already seen people be like, we need to move on from Cat. We need to, like, I don't necessarily agree with that, because I think a guy like Cat deserves more than a year in New York and to run it back with this core. But I don't know, dude. That's just such a weird spot to be in right now, especially with the NBA Finals going on. And the Knicks seem like they're trying to change everything, which is just so annoying. Every day I wake up, it's something new. But this morning it came out that I guess Kevin Durant is the betting favorite to get signed by the Knicks.
Maybe that'd be pretty fucking sick.
I mean, I'd take KD, but he's also so old.
I mean, yeah, but dude, KD can give you 28 a night. Like, give me a break.
Shout out Ryan Joseph with a prime sub. He said, morning all, nice half-court shot, LC.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah. Come on.
Banged it. Did bang that.
Let's go. Hell yeah. But obviously we were just talking about it. The NBA Finals is firmly underway, and I just want to say I told you so before we get to what actually happened in the games. Game 1 was the least viewed game in NBA Finals history between the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So shout out the small markets and everyone bitching. No one wants to watch Tyrese Haliburton. The Pacers get blown out by the Thunder in game 2. Right before the game, Tyrese Haliburton says there's a problem with NBA fans, and he says that the problem is that a lot of them are score box watchers. The only reason why that's hysterical is because if somebody were to score box watch game 2, you would have thought he had a great game. He had, I think it was 4 points through 3 quarters, and then in garbage time scored 13 points to get to 17 points. That's why Tyrese Haliburton's the most overrated player in the NBA. Like, that is why I don't believe that he is as good as everyone keeps saying he is, because no star when they're down 20 has 4 points, 7 points. No star in the NBA would that ever happen to, other than a Tyrese Haliburton. But I mean, the Thunder seemed like, what's up?
We're breezing out. Like, okay, so you got to give them their flowers. Like, they are a very good defensive team. With what he was saying, I do agree. I think he's one of the very few like true point guards in the NBA. So I know what he was saying, right? Like, he's going to get 15 assists before he gets 15 points. That's just how he plays. And I think he was just talking about how people aren't really watching like the games. Like, you're not really seeing all the plays he's making. You just go and look at how many points he had for the night, you know?
I feel like
he's just a pass first guy.
Only someone that is overrated goes, well, you're not seeing all the plays I'm making. Like, all right, dude. Like, that's the kid in the locker room that's like, dude, you guys said you're not seeing the work I'm doing when you're not looking. It's like, all right, what's up?
Yeah.
And did he not have under 10 assists in both games?
I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, him in general. Like, he averages probably around, 10 or 11 assists a game?
Yeah.
I think out of all the major sports that happened, the NBA Finals was the least entertaining. The French Open was more entertaining. The UFC was more entertaining. The Stanley Cup Final was more entertaining. You got double OT. And then you got Haliburton bitching about score box watching. But I will give the Thunder their flowers, like Lauren said. I was listening to SportsCenter this morning, which, by the way, I just can't believe that that's what kids have to deal with now. Like, if that is the worst product. I
haven't watched it in years.
Not even kidding, a horrific product. I don't know who those 2 robotic boys are that run the SportsCenter now, that do the top 10, but it was some of the worst product I've ever seen in my entire life. I turned it on and they were talking about goals in the AHL, which is fine. But the way I grew up, when they were talking about goals in the AHL, it'd be the most electrifying thing ever. And this guy's like pausing the screen. He's like, pause it right there. See this ref right here? I want you to watch the ref right here. Look at this. Top cheddar snipe, bang. Look at the ref. He calls the goal off. His nickname in his free time is Hawkeye. And then the guy next to him goes, also, I'm pretty sure that's a Marvel superhero.
No shot.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. That's a direct quote for quote. I'm just sitting there like, there is no way. There's no way that is what kids are growing up to listening to now.
That's the banner we're getting these days.
Like, some of the worst banner, just shit banner. Like, some of the worst banter I've ever heard in my life, dude. Like, some of the worst, dude. But either way, they were talking about it. It seemed like the Thunder tried to play the Pacers game in game 1 with going small, and it seems like they went back to their normal rotations in game 2. And I think now you're seeing the Thunder doing exactly what the Knicks should have done, which is just playing their game. And I think it's very easy to want to change your game plan when you play the Pacers, because they go 9-10 deep. The Thunder can also go 9-10 deep, and it seemed like in game 2, the bench actually showed up with Aaron Wiggins dropping, I think it was 18 points. But this Thunder team is so good. If they just play their game, I've never seen a more automatic 30 ball than Shea. I think Rick Carlisle said it best. He said you might as well just give him 30 points before the tip-off even happens. Like, there is no one that can stop Shea in the entire NBA. Like, he's going to get 30 points. So outside of that 30 points, what can you do to slow the Thunder down? I think we saw Chet take a huge step in game 2. And I just think the Thunder are finally back to playing their game. And when they play their game, I think they could seriously kill the Pacers in the next 3 games. Like, this series could be over at game 5.
Yeah, they're just
They
so
just keep
deep.
playing their game.
They're so deep. Like, it doesn't matter. Like you said, Shea's going to drop automatic 30, and then their bench is going to come out and do their job. Like, what can you do?
There's nothing. Like, I've never seen, and obviously, the only thing I can relate to is being a big Knicks fan because I watched most of the Knicks games. Jalen Brunson, it seems like when he you can pretty much give him 25 points to 30 points every single game, but it seems as though he has to work really hard for it. Like, he's just a grinder to get his points. It's not pretty. It's actually pretty ugly. When you watch Shea, it just feels as though he flows through the games and the points are so easy. Like, that 30 points, it almost feels and looks like when you're watching him that it's nothing to him.
Mhm.
Like, it almost feels like if he really wanted to, he could maybe go get 70 points if you just let him and took the seatbelt off. But, I mean, when he's just playing his game, there's just no one that can stop him getting to his spot, which is why I think that game 1 was such a surprise that he missed that fadeaway midi in game 1 to put it away. And I think a guy like Shea, who's kind of proved why he's the MVP, came into game 2 being like, I completely blew a chance to send the Pacers packing in game 1. And now I'm going to come out in game 2 and do everything I want. And it just seems like he did everything he wanted.
Yeah.
It's almost like listening to smooth jazz. Like, if I could put a soundtrack behind him, it'd be like a saxophone player that's just like, and he's just slowly getting to his spots, dude. I've never seen anything like it. Like, seriously.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he's a walking bucket, and that team's damn good. I mean, I think we all agree that we think they're going to win the finals. It's just when they're going to do it. I mean, game 1 obviously was kind of a fluke. The Pacers have had one of those games in every series. I mean, dude, if OKC just steals 1 in Indiana, this series is done. Like, that's all they have to do. Just take 1. They can even let the Pacers be 2-2 coming out of there. And it's still over.
100%.
Their home court is also a massive advantage for both these teams. So,
yeah, I think it was funny. We got Mason boots on ground in game 2. I will say, the Oklahoma City Thunder have definitely, and not that it means anything to anyone in that fan base, but they have definitely surprised me with how ruckus that crowd gets.
oh yeah,
They are. My favorite part about it is Seablez was sitting in Trent seats. For those of you that may not know, Seablez is just a gambler on Twitter that has a big future on the Pacers. Was sitting in the seats that Trent sat in when he got that viral photo taken. And they made him take the jersey off that he was wearing. I think is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
So you can can you actually do that?
I guess.
Like, when I heard that, I was like, what? Like, nah, I'm not taking it off.
No, you got to take it off.
I bought the tickets.
But I don't know what
money for tickets are making you change your jersey.
I don't know how the exchange of tickets happened. So maybe he didn't pay full price or something, and the guy was like, "Dude, if you're gonna sit here, just take the jersey off."
Yeah, I know it's through an OKC Connect, like a guy that has like the tickets, the courtside tickets.
Yes, so then you're absolutely taking the jersey off. There's no shot in taking my seat.
Yeah. Nah.
There's no shot.
Well, if you give the kid the jersey, you already know he's a Pacers fan. I would assume, like, he's a Pacers guy.
Also, just hysterical sitting courtside, just getting busted on for 4 quarters. Never a game, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Seinfeld episode where they make Aileen take her Orioles out.
Just having an Orioles fan.
So good. That's so funny. But, I mean, crazy game, too. I don't even know if it's the Thunder stealing games in Indiana. It almost feels like Indiana has to steal games on their own home floor, because I feel as though the only thing that happened there was the Thunder didn't give the Pacers their respect in game 1. Now they went into game 2, melted their face off, and now I think the Thunder know that they can beat them and beat them pretty heavily.
Yeah.
So I don't see games 3 and 4 going very well for Indiana. I'm sure maybe they squeak one out just because in classic Pacer fashion, they'll somehow come back down 35 and do it. But I think the funniest and most iconic part of that game is it feels like the NBA that we grew up on is a completely different product now, obviously. And a large portion of it is everyone's like, why did we take the finals trophy off the floor? Like the photos of old Kobe walking across half court in the massive trophy. And I think it's funny because Twitter basically just runs this league now. Like anything that happens on Twitter, you get it the next game. Like Mike Breen gave Tyler Halliburton a bang on like a meaningless 3 after everyone got on him for the call of the buzzer beater. And then Adam Silver goes, oh, you guys want NBA Finals trophies on the floor? I'm going to use the digital ones from Apple Paint. And it looked so stupid.
So dumb.
It looked so stupid.
Yeah, dude, I don't know what they're doing over there.
Like,
why not just put the is it that hard to just add the trophy?
We're just gonna fake fucking trophy. Just make a fake one and put it there. No one's gonna know.
Yeah,
that's what they did. They used a fake digital one for the people watching at home, and they looked
I'm not
literally
saying
like a sticker from the iPhone emojis.
I'm saying like just get like a fake like one that's like an actual just like replica, like a real fake one. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, it's just like it looked so stupid. And you know they like tested that before the game. They're like, all right, what if we did like a digital one, like 2? It also looks so stupid when they're small ones where like we grew up when it's fucking huge in the middle of the floor. And then they were like, all right, let's just copy and paste 2 tiny ones on either wing. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Whose idea was that? And someone needs to lose a job right now. Like I better go to the NBA LinkedIn and there better be like a digital creative job open.
Do you know who does a good job at the NHL? The NHL always has some sick shit for the Stanley Cup.
The NHL does a phenomenal job.
And
then speaking of the NHL, the Oilers go to double overtime and lose in game 2. This Panthers team, it seems though, just makes every single series they play impossible to beat them.
Yeah, they're a tough team. They're a gritty ass team.
Like they just, and it's funny because every single person that I talk to or that talks about sports, it always comes up with the Stanley Cup final. Obviously, it always starts with the Pacers, and then everyone talks about every other sport that's going on, and it ends up at the Stanley Cup. And everyone kind of says the same thing, and I'm in the same boat, and I feel like we've said it for a while now. Everyone says the same thing. I just want to see McDavid get one.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think he's kind of running into the perfect supervillain with the Florida Panthers, and they just seem to make everything impossible.
I still think Edmonton's going to win this series, but I think it is going 7. Like this series, I think is gotten 7 written all over it, dude, and we kind of need it. I feel like as hockey fans, like fans versus the like current GOAT, I guess the guy that's the best player in the league right now.
I just don't know. Like Florida winning game 2 scared me for Edmonton because I feel like if you're Edmonton, you have to win your home games against this Florida Panthers team. And I think you could make the argument that it could have been a 2-0 series in game 1.
Could have been.
So I don't know, dude. I don't really feel very confident in Edmonton.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude.
Could have also went 2-0 the other way. So
also very true. Also very true.
Really
it just seems like the Oilers always jump out to a sneaky lead and they just cannot seem to hold on for 3 periods.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Panthers. So they do. They grind.
They just grind. Grind. Warren, where do you stand on this series? Are you want to see McDavid win, or are you, not even watching because the Stars got banged?
Not even watching, dude. Protesting. Doing a little bit of No, but all jokes aside, like I would like to see, like I'd rather us lose to the champion. You know what I mean? Like it would be really cool to see McDavid get one.
It would be.
Panthers, it's like you got yours last year, man.
It would be. And I feel like he's kind of one of these guys that unanimously, when he got drafted in the NHL, everyone was kind of a fan of, which I feel like is pretty rare. I think normally number 1 overall picks in every other sport kind of get shafted in terms of people not really having a lot of love for them. And I think because he's lived up to the expectation of being the number 1 overall pick and being the next future of hockey, and now after last year getting so close and it's slipping away, now it kind of feels like, dude, please just get one to the hoop so we can call you the GOAT.
Yeah.
Please. It's kind of what it feels like, honestly. Yeah. Speaking of blowing massive leads, I'm going to need one of you to explain it to me because I know how tennis works, but Alcaraz comes back and beats Skinner in a massive comeback in the French Open. Can someone explain this comeback to me in NBA and or NFL terms? I saw someone explain it 28-3 Falcons Patriots, but is that seriously how big of a comeback?
I look at tennis like the sets are like I don't know, like a game and I don't know, it's best of 5. So what?
I thought it was best of 6.
No, best of 5. It's first of 3, best of 5. But it's not like that big. It's not like because it's possible. So like you can lose the first 2 sets, you still win the next 2 sets. Like you can lose the first 2 6-0, 6-0, and then win 7-6, 7-6, and you're still tied. So like it's easier to come back than that, if that makes sense.
He was 40 love with a chance to win the match. And
yeah, he was. He was about to break him. It was 5-3 in the third set. Sinner was up 5-3 in the third set with Alcaraz serving. He was up 40-30, and Alcaraz won 3 straight points and tied it up, and then won that game. And then, and then broke him. It was insane. It was insane.
Dude, if you're Sinner, how do you even go to bed?
You don't, dude. And Yannick Sinner hadn't lost a set in 30 straight sets. He won 30 straight. He won 30 straight sets and then fucking choked in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Dude, imagine having Sinner ML.
Yeah, you'd be in red. I mean, it was minus 110. Like it was a pick 'em. Alcaraz is just such a dog, dude. He doesn't get tired at all. Neither of those guys got tired. It's insane to me that they could play for fucking 5 hours and they're just fun. They're like barely sweating.
Sinner is 91-3 in his last 94 matches against everyone besides Alcaraz. 0-5 against Alcaraz. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, I would be fuming.
Yeah.
I'd be fuming.
Yeah.
How do you even that's one of those things where I give athletes a lot of credit. I mean, obviously they are just playing a sport sometimes. I think we think it's bigger than that, but these guys are ultra competitive. I genuinely don't know if I would sleep for 48 hours if I was Sinner.
No, it'd be a long time. It'd be a long time. It was bad. Dude, I watched the entire thing. I love watching tennis. It was electric with you. It was hard to watch for him.
And Alcaraz is Spanish, correct?
Yeah.
Dude, I wouldn't want Spanish food for a good while.
Well, in Spain, too, they were there, so.
Dude, I wouldn't want Spanish food. I wouldn't want to visit the country. I wouldn't want to hear Spanish get spoken. Dude, I would be so pissed.
I wouldn't want to hear Spanish get spoken. That's real.
I mean, dude, he just literally taking the torch from Nadal on the clay.
If someone had said hola to me in the next 5 months, I'd be fucking pissed.
You don't fade the Spaniards on the clay.
On clay, yeah.
Fuck, dude. That is so brutal. If some people got Alcaraz plus 5,000 live, I mean, how about it, dude?
Yeah. 6,500.
Someone throws on Bad Bunny, I'm fucking pissed.
Also, the fact that he was only plus 6,500 when he had to win 3 straight points and then 2 straight games and then 2 other straight sets, that's fucking insane.
Dude, that's insane.
That is so
off the menu.
Yeah.
It's all got to be off the menu, dude. Nothing. Whoever hates the Spanish the most, I'm the biggest fan of in that time if I'm Sinner, dude. I'm pissed.
Yeah. He's got to go back.
Wow, what a comeback. I mean, that's awesome, dude. I do love good tennis. Good tennis is really fun. I mean, a 5.5-hour match, I don't know if I could sit through that just because of my rampant ADHD, but I was a big Nadal fan growing up. My dad and I would watch only the big matches. I wouldn't watch a casual Nadal match on a Wednesday, but there was a really big Nadal match against Federer or Djokovic I would always watch. And when you watch high-level tennis, it is funny because it's basically a stadium of a couple thousand people in silence listening to 2 grown men moan. That's when you boil it down, you're sitting there for 5.5 hours in complete silence, just listening to, and then when there's finally a point, you gotta, silence again, dude.
Well, dude, I mean, they are hitting the ball 190 miles per hour.
I mean, it's crazy, dude. But I've never seen a sport where they the only other thing I would say is UFC when it's
Yeah, where they're making noise. Yeah.
Other than that, nobody's moaning.
I don't know why
that
you
they
have to
moan.
make noises. Like everyone does it. It's like I wonder if it's like a.
It's just because it's so quiet. That's why I feel like it stands out more in a tennis match. It's just
Empty
so
the
quiet.
diaphragm.
Yeah. That's true.
Dude, no one talks about how dialed in the freaking ball people are in tennis matches.
They
Dude, they
are
are on point.
Dialed.
They are they are dialed.
Dialed.
Can you imagine yesterday over they said it was a 5.5 hour match, and they're just dialed for all 5.5 hours. That's I gotta give them their flowers.
I mean, the ball people in tennis need more than their flowers. I did see OBJ was at the match. The one thing I will say that is sick about tennis too is you just get to get fitted up. He had a nice little sweater vest on with the sweater over the neck, and then it cuts him. He's like, yeah, like obviously definitely bet on Alcaraz or something like that, or he's just a massive Alcaraz fan. But
yeah,
I will say tennis definitely has the best vibe live on TVs when they cut to the fans. It's like everyone's in like button downs with like a bright drink, just like, yeah.
Yeah, it's so sick.
I do like that. I do.
Dude, also shout out Coco Gauff.
Yes.
He also won.
I saw that as well. The first American to win in, what was it, 15 years or something like that?
It was a long ass time, dude. And she's what, like 20 years old or something?
Yeah, dude.
It's so like, dude, she's gonna be the best women tennis player of all time potentially. She's gonna challenge Serena, I think. It's gonna be those two at the end of it. She's 22.
22 years old.
She's got literally like minimum 13 years left.
I mean, yeah, tennis is such a longevity sport too. I feel like you can play forever.
Yeah, you can. 100%.
Maybe not at like that high level, but I feel like sneakily you can have a very, very, very long career in tennis.
Coco is just not overrated at all.
I did see she won. I also got to watch the UEFA Nations League final. It was Portugal going off against Spain. Ended up going to penalties. Ronaldo at 40 years old, still scoring in major tournaments with another trophy. That game was unbelievable. I don't know if you guys got to watch that. I think it was going on at the same time as the tennis match, so maybe not. But I was sitting in my apartment absolutely rotting with two of my buddies watching Portugal play Spain. There was two things that were crazy to me. I don't know if you guys are big soccer fans. I do love soccer. Lamine Yamal got subbed off before extra time. He's like the future of soccer. I think he's 17 years old. He plays for Barcelona, got baptized by Messi when he was a baby. And he's unbelievable. I know he was in Semedo's pocket, but I feel like the Spanish taking him off the field was a crazy move. The second was going into the penalties. There's just a couple things you need to know as a soccer fan going into this. One of them is that Alvaro Morata was on the field. And whenever he's on the field and it goes to something important, make no mistake, he is going to fuck it up. And we got to the penalties, and I'm sitting there next to my buddies. Ronaldo's off the field. Lamine Yamal subbed off the field. And bang, 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 bang. The penalties are 3-3 now. Or 3-4. The Spanish are about to kick to tie it 4-4. And Alvaro Morata grabs the ball and goes up. And I literally look at my buddy and go, dude, if there was anyone that's going to screw this pooch, it's Alvaro Morata. This kid has zero clutch factor. When I tell you, it was, you guys should look it up when we're done, the most half-assed, horrible penalty I've ever seen. He stepped up, barely took any time, hit it. It felt like not hard all to the left-hand side. One of the worst botch jobs I've ever seen in a penalty shootout, potentially of all time. And, of course, on the broadcast, they said he had mental health issues before he took the PK. So they kind of set him up to just completely fucking screw the pooch. But the best part about it was after the game, Ronaldo got to pick up the trophy and potentially one of the best Aura Maxes of all time, like kisses the trophy and then put it over his shoulder and like smiled. And someone tweeted about it and said, how did Messi have the World Cup trophy for 3 years? And this is the best clip I've seen out of someone winning. And as someone that grew up a big Ronaldo guy, I think Ronaldo's the GOAT. It's the only reason I'm going to bring up the UEFA Nations final, because I know no one really cares about soccer. I think Ronaldo's the GOAT. And I think one of the reasons why is before Ronaldo played for Portugal, they had no trophies. Now they have 3 international trophies. I understand Messi won the World Cup. That's a big one. I think playing in Europe and for those international tournaments is way harder than playing in the Copa America and winning those tournaments. But when you see Ronaldo scoring at 40 And it was like an unreal. The ball got crossed, hit a defender, bounced up. He's like moving the defender and then hits it, crosses body off the volley on a very, what I would call weird bounce in the air, definitely spinning weird. He's just so good, dude.
He's so good. I'm more of a, I don't have like a massively strong opinion on this, but I am more of a Ronaldo guy than a Messi guy as well. I used to be growing up, so I was always him over Messi, but I feel like as I got older, it's hard to disrespect Messi at all, like in any way.
And the funniest part is they cut from him to Lamine Yamal, and he's had so much work done on his face that he looks younger than a 17-year-old at age 40. Dude, how you looking that young?
He does look so young still. Well, he's got good doctors, I'm sure.
Lauren, what was it like growing up in Texas with nobody really? I feel like soccer kind of takes the back burner in almost every scenario. Like, did you even know that Ronaldo and Messi were going band for band throughout their entire career in Texas? Because I feel like now that I've lived in Texas, it's like soccer is such an afterthought. Like when you see a soccer jersey walking around Dallas, at least I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, this guy like soccer. Like everywhere else, like New York, you'll see at least 3 or 4 soccer jerseys everywhere you go. Like, is it something where it's just like whatever?
Oh, dude, it's huge here. I mean, there's a big Hispanic population here, and they obviously love their soccer. So I was around it a lot. I just personally never was really all that tapped in unless it was the World Cup.
So good.
It just wasn't my sport of choice, but I loved playing it, you know.
We need to get in an outdoor league.
Dude, that'd be freaking sick.
I would love to do that.
Dude, it does not have to be. That is just a fact.
I know. I agree. PLL second weekend happened. We got to go over it. Hopefully you guys got to watch some games. I think we finally turned Trent into a fan of the sport with the Sunday or the Saturday games where the Boston Cannons won on a buzzer beater, which was just insane. It seems as though every single PLL game that I wager on, I end up on the wrong side of, which is why we'll start with the Outlaws and then work our way through the weekend.
Dude, just sad.
It
made me so sad.
I had an uncomfortable amount of units on the Denver Outlaws money line and an uncomfortable amount of units on Pat Cavanaugh, more than 2.5 points. The generational cold streak that I'm on right now is still maintaining, by the way. Still cannot hit a wager for my life. The Thunder -10, I think, was my first wager I've hit in about a week and a half. And I put a lot on the Outlaws. They just got Bernhardt. Their offense looks like it's going to be unstoppable. They're playing the worst team in the PLL in the Carolina Chaos. And it just started so well. They were leading the entire first half. The only thing that started going with a red flag for me was I started going, oh, man, Blaze is playing really well. His saves was at 13.5. He had 15 at halftime, which is pretty rare. And I'm sitting there going, okay, the Outlaws are doubling the shots on target of the Carolina Chaos. We only have a 1-goal lead. It seems like Blaze is playing really well. And the only problem when Blaze is playing really well is he's the best goalie in the PLL by a country mile. And I'm sitting there going, okay, we're still leading. We have like 90% of the possession was Denver Outlaws, and it was all in their offensive end. So their offense was clicking. He was just saving everything. Pat Cavanaugh scored a goal. So I was like, all right, we're on pace for both. The Outlaws look great. Pat Cavanaugh looks great. And then the second half happened. And in historic Mikey Overs fashion, I am on the wrong side of a record-setting goalie performance. Blaze Reardon set the single game record for saves made in PLL history against the Denver Outlaws. And the only reason Carolina won is because he saved everything. The Outlaws should have had 40-something goals. I think at the end of the game, they still had doubled the shots on target of the Carolina Chaos. Doubled.
That's insane.
Doubled.
That's insane.
Shots on target in a lacrosse game is insane with how fast the game is. And I'm on the wrong side of a record-setting goalie performance from Blaze Reardon.
He's a dog.
And Pat Cavanaugh goes silent in the second half. The Outlaws don't even score in the fourth quarter until the end. Complete nightmare scenario. Complete, like, a complete utter Instagram story, tweeting, hammered it on the books. I looked like the biggest fucking idiot of all time. Record setting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it goes sometimes, Sometimes you're on the right side of history. Sometimes you're on the wrong side. At least you were a part of it. At least you're a part
Shit.
Dude, even I was gassing up the Outlaws all week. I was like, oh, we got the Bernhardt coming in. And
Should have been so good. I will say, however, Krabs and I couldn't have been more correct. The Water Dogs and Michael Sowers looked exactly how we thought they would. They're on a revenge tour this year, and Michael Sowers is too. I think he tied the single game record for assists with 6. He looks like he's coming for the MVP again this year after completely crapping down his leg last year and having a horrible, horrible, horrible game. But, man, the Water Dogs look good. McCardle and Sowers both went over their points. It seems though the only wrong square you could have clicked this weekend was Pat Cavanaugh.
Dude, I'll be honest. I think I want to switch my favorite team.
Yeah?
Because, for one, like, I was a big Outlaws fan because I was a Cross Ferrara fan. He's gone. He's on the Chaos now.
Chaos.
The Outlaws, they're just not, Like, when I go, like, I love like the Water Dogs are probably the one team I'm like, I love watching them play. Like, they're actually so fun to watch them. The Atlas, the Cannons too. Like, they're all like the Outlaws are just. It's just
Would you like to jump ship officially?
Huh? Would
you like to jump ship officially?
Dude, I think I want to jump ship.
What ship are you going to be joining officially?
Dude, Chaka, I am not king of jumping ship. I've never jumped ship. I don't know, dude. I think I need to do some more thinking, but I think it's down to Cannons or, dude. I think it's down to Cannons or Water Dogs.
Okay, so we have a potential ship jump from Lauren. The Boston Cannons went on a buzzer beater to save Trent's weekend, which was just, if there's one thing I like doing, it's watching a new fan get indoctrinated. And I feel like the past year and a half, we've really been trying to get Trent to buy in and enjoy the sport. And I feel like he's been on the wrong side of a couple overs. He's been on the wrong side of a couple money lines. And it was just nice to see him on the feed just busting over a Boston Cannons buzzer beater. It was absolutely unbelievable. But what a way. What a way to win.
Yeah.
What a way to win.
Yeah, that was electric.
What a way to win, dude. What a way to win.
How come I did not give up on the Chrome? That's why I was an Outlaws fan. Anyways, sorry.
But what a way to win. Boston Cannons went on an absolute buzzer beater, saves Trent's day, splooging on feed. Asher Nolting makes a pass while his shorts are falling. It seems like the Boston Cannons might be the team to beat this year, which is going to be a little bit disappointing because if I have to watch an Asher Nolting championship run and the Atlas shit down their leg, I'm going to be so fucking pissed.
Dude, Marcus Holman is just an animal.
Dude, and he's like in his 30s, just still going nuts.
Yeah. I think his girlfriend plays in the WLL too.
She does. She does. She's also incredible.
Shouts out.
She's also incredible. The last game was the Redwoods. You want to talk about setting history. The steal of the draft they got with Chris Cavanaugh in the second round will never make sense to me.
Crazy.
Shout out the Atlas for not drafting him. It seems as though whoever drafts the Atlas is brain dead because the fact that Chris Cavanaugh and Pat Cavanaugh have both been passed on by the Atlas organization is just incredible. Also considering that Chris Cavanaugh dropped to the second round. You could have got Chris Cavanaugh, and he might be better than Pat, by the way, with the way he's playing. I sent a couple of videos to the Bookit account, Josh, if you could pull up the Ryder Garnsey goal and then Chris Cavanaugh goal.
I can't on here unless you can.
Let me see. Maybe I can do it. How would I do it? Let me see if I can do it real quick. Let me see if I can do it, huh? Let me see if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can issue. There's no way. I don't know my Peter, so I cannot. But first of all, I just want to shout out Ryder Garnsey. He had potentially one of the craziest plays I've ever seen in my entire life. The ball gets knocked loose. He somehow grabs it, cradles it below his knees, throws it top shed. Unbelievable. Yeah, it was disgusting. Chris Cavanaugh has an insane goal too, by the way, through his legs. He grabs the ball off the ground through his fucking legs, top shed. This Redwoods team is just having fun. Like, this might be the year that Krabs actually has a fun time watching his team in the PLL, dude. Like, they look so good.
That'd be good. That'd be good for Krabs.
Yeah, I would love that for Krabs, dude. I would love that for Krabs. All right. Anyone have any words on the PLO before we do our ChatGPT MLB update?
Nothing on the PLO, no.
All right, let's do our ChatGPT MLB update. And then we'll go to what in the world. All right, from ChatGPT, your weekend update is as follows. Here are the most noteworthy moments from this past weekend in the MLB. The Mariners have a pitching surge. Seattle's arms have been dominant, helping the Rays lead the AL West, while the Astros bullpen boasts a 1.33 ERA, anchoring their divisional lead. Meanwhile, Atlanta's offense showed continued struggles with just 11 runs in 5 games. Shout out the Braves. I had their money line last night. They lost to the Giants. The Cubs are on a roll as finished 5-1 homestand, sitting league best 14-4 in their last 18 games. Michael Busch is red hot with a .417 batting average. Reliever Daniel Palencia hasn't allowed a base runner in 3 save opportunities. Wow, Josh is busting.
Yeah, we're down. We did lose the series, but we're down.
Individual standouts. The Tigers threw a complete game shutout with 13 strikeouts, cementing his Cy Young candidacy for Tariq Skubal. Christian Yelich named NL Player of the Week after batting .500 with 5 runs, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs, and a 1.54 OPS in the final week of May. Aaron Judge awarded AL Player of the Month, slashing .364. I don't know what any of that means. 11 homers, hit homers alongside Shohei Ohtani in the same inning, a first ever by reigning MVPs. The Nationals opened the game by scoring 9 runs before recording it out, tying a 77-year NL record. Wow. The Rays pummeled the Astros 16-3. Oh, and here is the best highlight of the day. The Oakland Athletics are officially back.
Back. They're back, or just they won?
They won the series against the Orioles. When you get a chance to play a rat shit franchise like the Baltimore Orioles, even when you've only won 1 game in your last 24, you're just going to come out with wins against a team like the Orioles because they are really that bad.
Yeah.
They're really, truly, truly that bad. Truly some of the worst product I've seen in MLB history is coming out of the Baltimore Orioles franchise.
Are there? Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else has
Generation.
seen how bad the Orioles are, but it's not good.
I've seen it.
All right, should we go to What in the World and talk about some news before we surf the slate?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome back to What in the World, the news segment that went after. I talked about having the news last night. There's a crazy storm in Dallas, kept me up for the portion of the night. Thunder crackling, lightning going, rain, wind, all the rest. Lauren, what was it like by you? Because I think by you got hit harder than we did in Dallas.
Dude, it was frightening. It was frightening. Like, it was to where the sirens were going off, and I was like sitting in my closet
sirens
for an
go
hour.
off.
Yeah.
What did you do?
I was in the closet for an hour.
Dude.
Because
So
Nash
everybody
was
was
freaking
sleeping
out.
here, and we were
And
talking
Nash-
about
My dog, he never like freaks out like with storms, and he was freaking out, and I was like, it's got to be bad. Ended up nothing like crazy, but yeah, there's some crazy lightning and thunder going on, and the winds were like up to like 80 miles an hour, I think.
Dude, I had my buddy sleeping over last night on my couch, and we were talking about, I was like, dude, if there's a tornado, what do we do? Obviously I live kind of high up in my building. And I was like, dude, we have to go down to the parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, we'd have to go to the lowest level of the parking garage because you don't want to be near open air because you get sucked out.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Shit flying in.
What?
Yeah.
You're telling me if I'm like on the second floor of a parking garage, it can suck me out?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
What?
And the danger of just something like flying in, like I said. Winds like
I didn't
that?
grow up around tornadoes, so I was actually like really scared last night, hand up.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Like, we're normally like, I mean, knock on wood, like we've never really had like a bad tornado experience, but yeah, here I don't know what's going on with all these warnings. We had one like a couple of weeks ago too. I have no idea.
It's also just been raining every single day for the last like 2 weeks, right?
Every day.
Every
This
day.
whole week
And
is supposed
apparently
to
this whole
be.
week, yeah, it's supposed to be bad. Someone just said they're supposed to drive through Dallas this week, probably detour. I would definitely detour. However, speaking of the tornado, hashtag suck me out.
I guess
Wait, you're telling me if I'm in a parking garage in a tornado, it can suck me out? Where's the tornado? Where are the tornadoes? But no, dude, I'm not prepared for this kind of weather. Like Jersey, the most you get is like really bad rain. But the fact that I'm getting like TikToks on my feed of being like, if you're in the Dallas area, it's time to panic. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah. Dude, Oklahoma's not too far away, and there are tornadoes there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. It's making me think maybe I don't want to live here long term because I can't deal with storms like that the rest of my life. That was scary, dude.
I mean, again, knock on wood, like here we're typically fine unless something freak happens, but we do get those scares for sure.
Definitely gets. I was scared last night.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, knock on wood again. Nothing normally happens. Knock on
Keep
wood.
knocking on that wood, else.
Yeah, keep knocking on that wood.
Hashtag sign me up. All right. Can one of you explain to me, like, I'm sure you guys have a better grasp on it. I tried to look it up today and really get a grasp on it so I could talk about it. But someone explained to me Elon Musk and Donald Trump breaking up because I'm just a little confused. I understand in the great big bill, he took away funding for electrical vehicles, and that's why Elon Musk started crashing out and saying that he was on the Epstein files, which would be a crazy development. But now I'm seeing this morning, Elon is quote tweeting tweets about Trump with like the American flag. Seems as though he's supporting him again. And then Elon with potential tweet of year. I don't even know who the fuck he was talking to. Like, there's no way it was towards Trump. I don't know if it was towards aliens. Like, I don't know who he was talking to, but potential tweet of year just popped up on my feed. Whatever happens, we've got the spaceships, and they don't.
Yeah, that was funny.
I don't know who he was flexing on or who he's taking shots at, but flexing your spaceships is potentially the funniest thing I've ever seen on Twitter. Just being like, whatever happens, we got the spaceships.
Yeah, we're good.
They don't. And like specifying that they also do not have spaceships. Just like, whatever happens, we got spaceships. They don't, as if like spaceships are what's going to move the
He's
needle.
talking about the U.S. government, like that SpaceX has spaceships and we don't. I would assume.
Like, who is he taking shots at? If I'm like another government around the world and I get a spaceship chirp, I might have to get my own version of NASA up and moving. Like, I can't be.
Sure. But dude, I think the whole beef, like, literally might just be Elon was having a little ketamine day and just.
Yeah, I haven't been tapped at all. I have no idea what's going on.
Gosh, I saw a tweet that said, I can't imagine the ketamine hangover Elon Musk is having right now. He woke up to his company crashing into the ground and Trump hating him.
Where did the ketamine rumors come from? Is that like a
rumors? He's like prescribed it. Like he does it.
Oh, okay. I have no idea. See,
I don't know how you get prescribed that, but
yeah, how you get
because he has the spaceships.
You have spaceships. Yeah,
spaceships, they don't.
I think if you're building spaceships, it just comes with the side of cat.
Yeah. Newsom's got Trump beef with Trump now too. I didn't even see that. That must happen this morning.
Although I will say, like, crashing out off ketamine on Twitter, that must be nice, dude. Like, that's got to be nice.
I don't even know. I couldn't even imagine what that would feel like.
I mean, I have no idea what it feels like, but just from Elon's point of view, he's probably like, that's just like a good time, dude. Just high as a kite off ketamine, just crashing out. Like, he was quote tweeting 5 tweets a minute. Like, I couldn't even keep track.
He was quote tweeting like random people, like just like the most random people. He is everywhere on Twitter. Like
it would be like a random tweet of like an account that's like thermostat 69, Trump's a bitch, and Elon would quote tweet and be like, heard that.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah, dude,
I heard
what are you doing, dude? But crashing out on Twitter off cat's kind of nice. That's nice, dude.
Yeah, especially as the most followed person on the platform.
Yeah, that's nice. Both companies, by the way, tanking. Like, he woke up in the morning, tanked, like, I'm pretty sure tanked Tesla, tanked X or whatever.
I think Tesla came back up, though.
Tesla probably came back up after the investors were like, brother, you need to apologize to the president right now. And he was probably like, all right, I'll quote tweet some American flags. But Twitter's crazy right now, dude. I mean, LA looks like Gotham.
Dude, yeah.
I don't know if you're seeing that. The protests in LA, Gotham, Kamala Harris came out and said, peaceful as peaceful can be. You check Twitter, it's literally Gotham. Cars on fire. I saw one cop get like snuck. They're throwing rocks at highway patrol cars. What is happening?
I don't even I don't understand it. Like, I actually don't understand it.
I don't want to get political, but I'm seeing some videos and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, wouldn't you think you do? I mean, I don't know. I think like if you're trying to like stay in the country and like not get caught by the people trying to kick you out, you wouldn't like be in the streets for them to get you.
Or just like, I'll never understand the whole like, all right, I get like protesting. I understand the protesting. I don't understand why every time someone protests, there's like, where's the nearest car and how can we blow it up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, why is the next solution always just lighting a car on fire and then just like
Great. That's actually such a good question.
Imagine the person whose car it is too, just like coming down the next morning, like, what the fuck?
It's like, babe, I finally got street parking. Holy fuck. Like I didn't have to walk 2 miles. You come out the next day. It's like, oh my God, my Kia Forte is rubble.
I also
in LA where parking's a nightmare. Right? You can finally get some street parking in a busy area. Then you come outside, your Kia Forte is just rubble. There's some guy aura farming on top of it holding flags. Like you're just fucked.
So good. That's so good. That's so good.
What they should do.
You would just pick up the cars and take them.
What we should do though is just imagine trying to get your car out of there. You see the protest coming. You're like, hold on. Get out of the way. Hold on. Get out of the way. Like, you're trying to get your car out. Like, babe, the protesters are a mile away. You got to get that fucking car out of there. They're coming.
They're on the way. They're coming.
They're on the way.
No car is safe, dude. They're on the way. They're coming. Your Forte is fucked, dude. I heard they got a bill out for the Fortes in the protester manifesto. You're fucked. I think what they should do is let people protest in GTA and get their anger out that way. Because nothing feels like, I'm sure lighting a car on fire in real life feels good. But I don't think anything feels better than in GTA strapping C4 to a car, getting out of it while it drives out your buddy, and then just
get the rocket launch. You can shoot down plays on GTA. Like just get it out there,
There's role play the protesting on GTA because then to Josh's point too, you won't get caught.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't know. I've like muted so much stuff on Twitter because like I just don't like seeing that stuff. Maybe that's bad on my end, but I'm like I try to like keep that out of my day to day because it just makes me feel so down and it makes me depressed. Just like ugh.
I don't know. I kind of hate LA, so I think it's kind of funny that it's just turning into Gotham, and then Gavin Newsom and everyone in the Democratic Party is like, dude, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good. It's peacefully on the streets. Nobody's getting hurt. And then you open Twitter and it's fucking bricks through cars and shit's exploding. What the fuck is going on over there, dude?
I don't know if you
saw. It's
like
so funny because it's always like New York against LA. And like I've seen so many funny like New York accounts just quote tweeting LA, just like, this is what you guys are on right now? This is what you guys are on, dude?
Dude, I saw a clip of a girl on CNN. Like she like started her sentence like saying like talking about the peaceful protests. And then they cut to like a car on fire and then like Ash saying peaceful protest and they cut the car on fire right off the screen. Like it's on there for like half a second, then cuts right off. Oh,
it's so good, dude. It's so good. It's so good.
So good.
I also have like a classic, like Shane Gillis talks about his dad. I've got a classic, not all the time, but he's definitely a Fox News guy. And like anytime my dad has a chance to send me something about Gavin Newsom, he's quick on the trigger, dude. I guess this is making Newsom look like kind of a bot or whatever in the American stage or something. But I mean, just all time, dude. LA is just turning into Gotham. But I feel like this happens. Like LA turning into Gotham is cyclical. You just give it like 8 months and get a video on your feed of just like Los Angeles in shambles. And it's just like, what the fuck is happening?
That's so true. That is so true. It just gets worse and worse every time.
Every time, dude. I literally saw a video, dude. It's 9 highway patrol cars that the cops had to abandon their cars because I guess the protesters were just like bricks through windows now. And like for whatever reason, the cops just aren't moving their cars and they're just ripping the flag.
That's not funny. It's not funny.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny, but I will say, like, I feel like a lot of it, what happens is like people are like actually protesting and then people that just want to like cause ruckus are like, yeah, no, I'm protesting.
Yeah, that's all of it. Yeah.
Not funny though. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's funny, but it's not funny.
But it's not.
But it's not funny. But yeah, I mean, they're in shambles over there in LA. Hopefully they get it figured out. It's a little funny, but it's not funny. I did see JD Vance and Theo Von did a podcast. I need to watch that. Lauren, have you watched it yet?
I have not watched it.
Apparently Theo Von pulled up one of the Photoshop photos of JD Vance.
Oh, yeah, just left. I heard he like left it on behind him the whole time.
That's so good.
It's like the one where his face is super fat.
It's so good.
Like a caveman.
His tweet was like perfect. It was like slow news day. I wonder what we're going to talk about with him and JD on the couch.
Yeah, literally. Then it's like, oh shit, Elon Musk is crashing out, brother.
Yeah.
I didn't know Newsom is suing Trump crypto. I didn't even see that, to be honest with you. The only thing, like speaking of muting, the only thing that I have to keep muting, dude, and I don't know if it's just because I'm getting too old or if I just don't understand where media is going. I can't do this streamer shit anymore, dude. I had to mute. I had to say I'm not interested in 30 tweets yesterday. It's like, DDG finally gets his lap dance at the Ant pool party.
I saw that too.
Like, dude, if you're watching that shit, like, I'm just not that I'm putting out a much better product, but if you're like watching that shit, it's just like every time I see a quote, dude, it's like massive development for the unemployed, and it's like DDG finally gets lap dance from India Love at the Ant pool party. Kai Snad gets starstruck by young MA at the Ant pool party. Kai Snad kicks out female streamer who tried to cloud chase off of DDG and then made fun of him. It's like, dude, what? What?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. We're just on
Abel
now.
Ronaldo shoots Jason Ween in the leg with a BB gun, and they're aura farming in the middle of Los Angeles Boulevard. Like, this cannot be real. This cannot be real life. And they're making millions of dollars. Meanwhile, I'm in the trenches of Twitter going back and forth with some guy on Knicks Twitter trying to figure out who we're trading for Giannis.
Different world.
I had to say not interested to, like, I'm not even kidding, no less than 30 tweets yesterday.
Yeah. I see those all the time too. I don't really watch them, but I do get them on my feed all the time.
It seems like we've officially reached the part of the world where summer happens and everyone goes outside and just tragedies are happening left and right. Moment of silence for those in Las Vegas. That's insane. I saw a little bit of that this morning.
What happened in Las Vegas?
Some guy just pulled up to the Bellagio and just full auto.
No way. When?
2 people passed away. I think literally this morning.
Holy shit.
I think it was like a streamer that was live shot another streamer that was live.
Yeah. In Las Vegas, in the front of Bellagio, where we've been multiple times.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The world we just need to tighten it up.
Jeez, man.
We need to tighten it up as a world. Can we just stop with all this shit? Like, let's just tighten it up. Put the Larry Brown back on the NBA floors, and let's just tighten it up.
Tighten it up.
Let's just tighten it up, dude. I'm tired of all this shit, dude.
Like
I'm tired of all of it.
Tighten it up.
Should I run for office? I was actually talking to my buddy because he works in politics, and I was like, dude, do you think like if I ran for office, it would be like I'd get buried, right? Obviously I can't run for office because I also wasn't born here. So unfortunately, for those of you that wanted me to make a presidential run at some point, it's already out of the cards. But he made a couple headlines. I'd be cooked, dude.
You'd be cooked.
I'd be cooked, dude. He made like some mock headlines in like 2 minutes just sitting in the car with me. I'd be cooked.
Presidential candidate used to wager his entire paycheck on Russian table tennis. That could be one.
Presidential candidate Michael, who goes online as Mikey Over, says he's been on the team.
On the
Now
team.
questions of potential pedophilia surfacing. It's like, dude, whoa, it's creatine. It's creatine, guys. It's talking about creatine.
Different way of spelling it for sure, right?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I definitely know about it the way that it.
Yeah.
T-I-N-E, the team.
That's all that matters.
Creatine.
People can get it.
Yeah, my one man, one game. Career gambler who touts himself as being good had a record of 0-9, one man, one game in the NFL last year. Is this who you want leading your country? I'd be fucked.
You'd be fucked.
Presidential candidate Mikey Overs tweeted on June 6th that he was shit nuking the Denver Outlaws. Who ended up losing in horrific fashion. Is this who you want leading your country?
Yeah. Or tweeted, quote, I'm horny.
Yeah. tweeted, and I quote, to a video of Justin Fields, "It moved."
Yeah, you'd be
Is this
Shout
who
out
you
back
want your kids looking up to?
Fat Girls from the Shed. Season greetings from the Shed. Knicks will suck back. Have a great day.
Thanks, Fat Girls. Go ahead, get back behind the shed, brother. I'll be there in a second.
The greetings from the Shed. You gotta love that.
Presidential candidate Mikey Overs quote tweeted a photo of Dua Lipa and in quotes said, "I would crawl through glass." Is this what you want leading your country?
America might back you on that one. I'm not gonna
Honestly, I feel like I can get people behind me.
You can
That's
get
at least like 5,000 votes.
I'd be on the presidential debates, and they'd be like, "You tweeted about Dua Lipa. I would crawl through glass." Like, come on. You tell me you're not? You tell me you're not? You tell me you're not?
everyone that watches those streamer clips will be voting for you.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's
I would get the brain rot crowd.
yeah.
I'd be like, but that's nothing compared to when DDG finally got a lap dance from India Love at the Ant Pool Party. Fuck.
You have every 16-year-old's vote in the entire country.
My favorite activity is watching Kai Cenat streams. I think it's FaZe over Amp. Dude, that's 10,000 votes right there.
Easy.
All right, should we surf some slate?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Let me run the graph. Welcome back to Surf Slate. Part of the show we surf slate, give you all the plays you need. Obviously, we have baseball today. Other than that, I believe the Stanley Cup Game 3 is going to be taking place today in Florida. Edmonton is plus 120. The Florida Panthers are minus 142. Might as well stay there while we're here. I think I'm going to take a shot at the Oilers plus 120.
Let's go. I wanted you to say that. I want to take the over, dude. I want to the Oilers and the over.
I know for a fact the BTL Boys squad ride might be that under.
Oh, it's 100% the under.
Yeah, 100%.
100% it's the under, but I don't take the over.
I think I'm going to take the Oilers here just because give me the dogs in hockey. Like, it's always such a shit show coin flip in the playoffs with hockey, especially the last couple of series we've seen. So might as well take the Oilers at plus 120.
Yeah, I like that.
And they just lost 4-0 to the Florida Panthers because I'm on a generational run right now. I am trying to dial in on baseball. Full faded yesterday on the diamond. Took the Braves. They lost to the Giants and took the over in the Angels game. There was like 3 runs scored. So shout out me. When it comes to the diamond, full fade watch.
Actually, really quick, I want to interrupt. Just wanted to say, I feel like you should tell everyone about that 6-man you sent us that I tailed, by the way.
Oh, generationally bad. I think almost full faded, correct?
Yeah.
220x.
Yeah, I dropped.
Bobby Witt was the only one that came through.
You know, I will say though, unlike everyone else at this country, at this company, I try to drop some links for people.
We love that.
How do I look at Lauren's box?
That's perfect. Other way, Lauren.
Unlike some people at this company, I send links. And I sent the link, or actually I sent 2 links, by the way, into a group chat of Lauren, Rav, Trent, Jovan, and Krabs. Both of them almost full faded. So shout out me. Just tried to get in my bag 2 6-mans.
Dude, I fucking tailed you the vibes. I put $69 on it for you too.
That's what I had on them too.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I had on them. One of them completely full faded, almost, other than Bobby Witt. Shout out Bobby Witt. And the other one went 3 of 6. So just brutal.
I only did the big dog one, the 220x.
Yeah, you got to do the 220. The 220x was a good look.
I was like, there's no way I'm not going to be part of this if he hits.
The 220x was definitely good.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get the vibes up in the chat of the Bookit people, and I just shit down my leg.
That's fair.
Really bad. Really, really, really bad product out of me, honestly.
That happens, dude. We're back today, though.
I do want to take the Cubs Phillies over, even though it's only 7.5.
Okay.
I feel like the Rays have kind of found something here, but it seems like when Bayo's on the bump, the Red Sox are kind of hot. I mean, this is just, I have no confidence talking baseball, dude. Like, I really want to have confidence, but it seems like everything I click just goes awry. With how bad the Braves bats are, how do you not take the Brewers at plus 125?
Ooh, I was going to take, I think my POD might be Braves minus 1.5. It might be.
The A's are fully back now playing the Angels. What do you guys like on the diamond? Somebody give me something.
I like the Braves -1.5. I actually kind of like the Cubs under today, honestly. Boyd got kind of touched up last time out. And I think it being at 7.5 is kind of telling. I like the D-backs, but I'm probably not going to take them. They're -175, just too much juice. And I think I like the Blue Jays Cardinals over 8.5.
POD?
POD's going to be the Braves -1.5. I love that.
My favorite play is Mariners Diamondbacks over 9.5 total.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Merrill
POD.
Kelly was shoving last game. Now he's probably 9.5 total. Yeah.
Oh, he's going to get touched. I'm going to go POD, take it right from chat from Chaco. The Red Sox have 72 runs and 9 Bayo starts. Give me a Red Sox team total over 4.5.
Ooh, I like that.
Guarantee you they score 3 runs. That's a guarantee. That's actually a guarantee, POD. Guarantee, POD.
PP?
Definitely go to PP. Although I am looking at
We have more?
qualifiers. I am looking at World Cup qualifiers.
Okay.
Kind of want to take Norway -1.5. They're going to be really good this year. Also, I just think it's absurd that, the U.S. is doing friendlies and no one wants to play. Like, the fact that Pulisic opted out is just absurd.
We lose fucking 2-1. Did you see that own goal that we had?
Dude, it's actually a joke. Like, it's somehow getting
so
worse.
bad. It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's somehow getting worse.
I know. It makes no sense. It's
The best talent we've ever had. It's getting worse.
It's so embarrassing.
We'll obviously get into the U.S. Open as that gets closer because I'm sure Josh will have some plays. All right, prize picks.
Oh, yeah.
I always try to craft an early morning 2-piece. Just couldn't get any juices flowing this morning.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, we're going to go back to – ow, I just landed on my elbow. Unfortunately, we're going to go back to
3.
No, just we'll obviously go back to 3, but me surfing live because I just couldn't find anything that I really liked this morning.
You can go. I got one already.
All right, you go.
That I love, and it's Ronald Acuna, more than 1.5 total base. So we're gonna square up, take him. Hasn't the last 2 games. I love the Braves today, and I feel like if he goes, they go. So
Wow. Okay.
nice and simple.
There's a lot of weird squares on the Diamondbacks today. So that makes me really like your guys over.
Oh yeah. Did you guys see while you're surfing? Did you guys see Nico Horner get thrown out of the game yesterday by chance?
Yeah, it was so stupid.
Dude, umpires in the MLB need to be held accountable for some of the shit they do. He got thrown out of the game. He literally turned around. There was a mic'd up. He turns around and he goes, "You're having a really bad day today." Horner said that to the ump. Threw him out of the game.
No way.
100%. You can, like, bar for bar, nothing else said. You're having a really bad day today.
Yeah.
And he was awful. Like, so fucking bad the entire game. He could have been so much worse. And it was just threw him out of the game.
Threw him out.
Dude, they just have that ego.
It's insane.
That's nuts to me.
Insane.
That's actually nuts.
My square though, Carlos Santana, 1.5 HR.
Ooh, I like that a lot.
Yup.
All right, Mike, don't fuck it up.
I already fucked it up. I'm taking Tatis fantasy, dude.
Oh, I actually like that. I like that. I like them against the Dodgers.
I like that.
Tatis fantasy, Acuna bases, Santana hits, runs, RBIs. We'll be seeing.
Okay. I actually, dude, I kind of fuck with that.
We'll be seeing. We'll be.
That might be air.
We'll be. Do we have any WNBA plays for the people?
I do not.
Let me check. Are the Fever playing? Nope. Go ahead and move on.
Actually, you know who's a bucket that might bust tonight is Rakia Jackson more than 11.5 points
Oh, there you go.
against the Val.
WNBA play today. WNBA play today. All right. Do you guys say goodbye to the peeps?
Yeah,
We'll get everybody out of here. How about that, huh?
Do you mind ending episode today?
I can definitely end episode today.
Awesome. Well, we'll be seeing chat. Have a great start to your week, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Peace, chat.
Peace. Oh,
Jadamus Prime. Oh,
the mic.
oh. All right, Chadamus Prime. We end every episode the same way with a little bit of Mikey Core. I have something today that I wanted to talk about. That I'm trying to find it now. Yes, here it is. Okay. That I wanted to talk about today. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Obviously, as always, thank you guys for starting your week with us. We know sports are kind of in a dead period right now. We might have to decrease the episode lengths just because there's not a lot to talk about, especially because I'm not good at talking baseball. But I wanted to give you guys a message today that I saw on TikTok. It was like a little screenshot of a bar had I guess a bar had this hanging up in their bar, and I thought it was a pretty good one. And I wanted to talk to you guys about it today. It won't always make sense, and that's okay. I think a lot of times in life we go through things, or things happen to us that we don't understand, or things happen to our families that we don't understand, or things happen to people and our loved ones that we don't understand. And I think sometimes we waste a lot of time trying to make sense of that stuff. Why would that happen to them? Or why is this happening to me? Or why am I going through this? Or why didn't that go my way? And I think something that can be really helpful is just understanding that it won't always make sense, and that's okay. And sometimes that's the only way to make sense of it. When you hear bad news or something bad happens to you, I feel like sometimes we like to sit there and dwell in it and sit in it and try to figure it out, and maybe even pin blame on other people. And I think a lot of time it's okay that it sometimes didn't make sense. And that's okay. Sometimes things won't. Sometimes things happen to our loved ones or to us that don't make sense. And sometimes you just have to be like, okay, sounds good, and just keep going. And I think that's why the message that I have at the end of every episode is just take one step forward, because I know how hard it can be to take a step forward in life. Hell, I think you guys have seen me take some steps backwards live on this show. You've seen me crash out. You've seen me have bad days. But I think something that I always try to do every single day is take a step forward. And I just urge you to do that too. And I think through doing the show, we know that the strength comes from the attempt, not the result. And I just urge you to take that step forward every single day, or at least try to. And I know how hard it can be to attempt to make that effort. But just know I'm there with you every step of the way. And if we just keep trying to take those steps forward every single day, we're going to be better people this time next year than we are right now. I love you. If you heard that today, I love you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. It means the world when I see you guys in here chatting. It could be one person. It could be two people. It makes me so happy that we have a little community now of TMA, that you guys tune in every single morning. I appreciate you guys so much. I know how much time means to people. I know how much you guys have given us, and I just appreciate that you guys show up every single morning with us, even if we're giving you shit takes, even if we're talking about Trump and Elon Musk. It means the world to me that you guys give us your time. Tune in to BTL right after this. Just refresh the feed. Goots will have you guys up and moving, and I believe there is Surge today. So make sure you tune in to Surge. Trent is going to Game 3 for the Indiana Pacers versus Oklahoma City Thunder, so stay tuned for that content. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow morning. Same time, same place. I love you. We will see you here tomorrow. Have a great start of your week. Peace.